I have literally dreamed of changing the world since I was just a little girl, but I had no idea how. I didn't have the tools. I didn't really have any traditional frames of reference, but being able to draw on my love of art, culture, education, and activism, and share all of those loves in one platform is a powerful experience for me. I too sing America. I am the darker brother. They tell me to eat in the kitchen when company comes, but I laugh, eat well, and grow strong. Tomorrow, I'll be at the table when company comes. They'll dare not say to me, eat in the kitchen then. Besides, they'll see how beautiful I am and be ashamed. I, too, am America. The New York Times published this poem written by celebrated African-American poet Langston Hughes in 1926. As we struggle to make sense of the unjustifiable police homicides of blacks in America today, that singular act was a powerful reminder that even 90 years later, some voices in America still don't matter. I recall memorizing I Too and countless Langston Hughes poems when I was just a child. His work indelibly shaped my life and revealed a truth that I was never taught in school. There are actually two Americas. One for the descendants of those that colonized this country, and the other for everyone else. Our so-called Americanness isn't defined by one, but many races. Their collective brilliance, talents, and fortitude made this country what it is today, a superpower worth over $23 trillion. Yet every child in America doesn't get to eat from the same pot of opportunity. This is why we must continue to fight for equity and inclusion in public school education. Here's the problem. Today, America spends 6 times more money building prisons than they do improving public school education, and the consequences are devastating. 60% of all urban youth will never graduate from high school, and only 10% of them are literate. In the state of Virginia, where I live, less than 40% of all 4th grade urban youth read proficiently. With those staggering numbers, it will come as no surprise that nearly 82% of all prisoners are high school dropouts. Our children are being systematically groomed for a prison pipeline that generates over $3.3 trillion every year. The traditional public school educational system is failing our youth. Schools in underserved communities are under-resourced, with teachers that are underpaid and stretched far beyond reason. Nearly 80% of all public schools have completely eliminated the arts, where they teach a Eurocentric American history that is 70% inaccurate, and place nearly 80% of all Black and Hispanic males in special education. Something's dreadfully wrong with that. But I've got a solution. If America really wants to close the achievement gap, we need to stop investing more money into building prisons and educate our teachers on how to create a more culturally responsive learning environment. You see, educators, much like society, have been conditioned to perceive their students' socioeconomic challenges as limitations of who they can be, instead of advantages to our global community. So when roughly 65% of all secondary school educators admit they don't have the tools to teach diverse populations, it's no wonder that the learning process is disrupted, leaving far too many children vulnerable to making negative choices. Since 2006, my humanitarian organization, the Change Rocks Foundation, has used music and the arts to empower vulnerable children in 13 countries around the world. For the first 8 years, we focused on teaching fundamental skills like reading, language, leadership, and capacity building. But in 2014, we launched a new integrated arts curriculum model called RISE. Based on my theory of creative socioeconomic transformation, we used the arts to teach STEM subjects: science, technology, engineering, and math. And the results were astounding. In less than just 2 weeks, our students increased their test scores in math in upwards of 30%, and in science, as much as 20%. Pretty impressive, right? But we didn't stop there. In order for every child to reach their full potential, I make sure that I integrate multicultural history and personal development skills in every program. When I teach youth about ethnic professionals in the STEM fields, I notice a distinct shift in how they look at their own potential. And when they learn how to affect social change in their communities, I see them making better choices. And when they're given an opportunity to demonstrate what they learn through vocabulary and music and social experiences that are culturally relevant to them, I see them excited about learning again. In the words of Langston Hughes, every single one of us has a song to sing. But education is the only tool that will teach our children the notes they need to compose masterpieces that can change the world. So if we really want to bridge the achievement gap, we'll make sure that every child has access to the tools they need to be the change they want to be.